In Rust, to snowball is when you take a primitive kit and turn this into profit by making a play. It's part of the game and something that we all try to achieve at one point or another. Why spend time farming when you can make the same gains by winning fights against other players? Although I'm generalising, it tends to follow a routine. Spawn on the beach, get Prim kitted and make a play to improve your kit or gain resources needed to get base down and get the wipe started. Because it has this routine, it's repeatable and therefore able to be practiced. In this video I want to do exactly that. I'll be playing without a base and risking all of my loot with every encounter and going to any noise I hear. My only goal would be to improve the kit that I currently have by taking loot off of others and starting right back again when I've lost it all. I'm hoping that by doing so I can pick up on ways to be more efficient, improve on primitive PvP and reduce the ever-present gear fear that all Rust players can relate to. I got myself off the beach and through the dark night I headed to Outpost, hoping to pick up any cloth I came across to craft up bags. Okay, first objective is to get to Outpost and just place a bunch of bags around the outside. There's not going to be any base building. I shall not have a home. Without a base to be built and minimal need of farm, there was no need to hang about or get tools. I just needed to get to Outpost to make use of the tier 1 workbench available there. Arriving at Outpost and as daylight came, I got to work doing what I'd end up repeating many times for this video. Farming around Outpost for the safe zone barrels, signposts, trees and stone. First bag down. Gives us a chance to spawn in the woods each time and maybe find more cloth. I simply wanted to get enough materials to craft myself a tier 1 kit, crossbows and nail guns, before I'd stop all farming and head out. I obviously don't want to amass too much because every time I die I'm going to lose everything, so I need to make sure that I'm only ever carrying what I need to be. Hey man. Okay, so what have I got? Got lucky with the pickle, is a good sign. Okay, let's go craft some stuff up. With the first kit now crafted and the final missing pieces gathered, I was ready to head out and try to turn this Prim kit into guns. Give this a go as the first kit, make a bunch of bandies. I'm going straight to that. Gunshots near Outpost were exactly what I was after, and I cautiously made my way over, knowing if anything goes wrong, I'm back to square one. Right, first gunshots, let's go. That's such a big fight. I couldn't find his gun. I knew there was bound to be more coming, I just didn't realise they were that close. We'll go back and see if we can salvage any of it. Having managed to jump 2 Revy kits, I placed myself in a hectic situation, and although I tried to only get the gun and dip, it wasn't enough. Undeterred, I headed back knowing just how much loot there was to pick up. I just wanted the gun, don't forget I'm like not after half the stuff in his inventory. I'm literally just after the gun, maybe the kit upgrade would have been nice, but once I had the gun and I could have dipped. Even while being shot at, I'd managed to get away with an absolute haul of materials. Okay, managed to salvage some of it, but I'm still down on quite a bit. Just annoying I didn't get any sort of weapon. Man, my heart is pounding after being chased, Jesus. I was only out for kits and this now gave me a dilemma, so I headed back to Outpost to think it over. I initially didn't want to be placing kits or anything in stashes by bags, keeping it truly 1 life per run. I'm going to have to stash this, I can't keep all this, that's crazy. But with this abundance of just basic materials, I chose to make an exception and to hide the cloth, leather and metal, knowing it could rapidly speed up my time to make a kit every run. Why'd I pick up the dung, man? With the materials hidden, I headed back out with my new kit to try and find others farming the road. It wasn't long until I came across someone farming barrels.
Fuck's sake, that was so bad.
Annoyingly, I'd simply missed more shots than he did, and I lost my kit to another primitive player. However, this was a good reminder that I should be thinking to avoid any fight with anyone that isn't going to actively improve my own kit. The first one was fully over, but there was no time to wait, and it was on to creating the next kit. I spawned on my bag, grabbed a bunch of materials, and headed to Outpost.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man, not being a bitch. Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah, of course, my friend, I love you.
I didn't hang around long and headed out to roam close to where I'd lost my last kit.
Trio that close to mining outpost unattested, they're gonna have guns soon, so maybe come back. I see a tree falling down over there.
While I'd managed to get one and hurt another one, I'd lost track of how many of them there were. With no guns or kits to be gained, I dipped and left this primitive group to it.
They're not an upgrade, so I need to dip before I do die to pose. Just no gunfights, because it's wipe day.
I headed over towards Satellite Dish, hoping monuments would be an easy source of gun-wielding solos.
That's what we're talking about.
Almost like it was planned, I heard gunshots when I arrived and chose to flank around and approach from the trees. I honestly thought this guy was a solo and not part of the group, but when his team doubled back to help him, I made my exit, still cautious of being back to square one.
Okay.
I got this guy up for whatever reason, but here's exactly why you don't. Having seen his teammate coming from his base, this guy was trying to bait me to wait around for him, and I wasn't having it.
Mate, I saw your teammate coming out the bush.
Back at Outpost, I did a quick pit stop for food and ammo before I went to probe further into the desert. I'd amassed a load of materials and I wanted to get a bag down with a stash in this new area, and I honestly couldn't have timed it any better if I tried.
GG. Jesus, how many was there? That was mental. And I've just stashed all my shit by their base. What am I doing?
An abrupt end to my run, but simply overwhelmed by sheer numbers, I wasn't too upset about the loss. It was simply back to my bag and stash to get a jump on materials before I got myself another Crosshair nail gun kit and headed out of Outpost.
I thought it was only 2. I thought I could get this guy before he got in his base and then turn around and get the other guy. I just didn't expect like the 3rd and 4th to appear. We start again. We haven't gone to... Let's go to Dome. We'll go to Dome next. Right now, I think a lot of the people that are going to have guns are all 4-mans or big groups. Hey man, best of luck on your white, buddy.
I made my way northeast, hoping to pass by Dome and get to bandit camp on a roam further away from Outpost. It was day 1 of wipe, and the server was audibly quiet, with any fights happening being most likely bows. I arrived at bandit camp unaccosted and planned to wait out the night with a little bit of gambling.
Good luck on the spin, man.
However, when a player I'd seen in the recycler building began to leave, I wanted to follow him. I initially lost track of him, but I heard him checking out a base near bandit. Nothing major gained from this, and I did kind of feel bad. As I waited to stop being hostile and heal up, I heard him come back to check his body, and he even managed to spot me leaving the area and chase me into bandit.
I'm just going to pretend... he knows I've come to bandit camp. I'm just going to pretend it wasn't me. Right, if anyone asks, I didn't kill them and I've been here the whole time, okay?
When morning came, I left bandit and headed over to the sound of a DB.
Let's go get a DB.
There was activity at a base, and while I was unsure exactly what was going on, I saw people leaving and tracked them through the woods.
He's going to come this way. Go on, stand up, please. Go on, stand up. Don't have a teammate immediately.
That was unlucky.
Yeah, GG, man. Who's going to get up, though? Who's going to get up?
I don't know.
I've got full first, but I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.
An unfortunate 50-50 situation. With him having a teammate, it meant that I was straight back to Outpost.
And his teammate ruined it.
I chose a different bag this time, beginning this run on a desert bag. With no sign of the big group, I was able to get some cloth and rope from the stash, farm up a little bit at mining outpost, before ending up at actual outpost to craft yet another kit.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hello.
Are you in need of anything?
Yes, a lot of scrap.
Um,
You have 1 scrap so I can gamble it.
take this, mate.
Oh, that's a lot. You sure?
Yeah, man, I'm just gonna go out there and see what I can do with this kit, you know.
I hope you win.
Thanks, man.
I was back on the Dome to Bandit Camp route when I came across these guys.
I don't want any of your stuff, man. I was trying to leave. GG, man. Just, yeah, no one's got any actual loot, man. Like, no one's got guns, and if they do, they're the ones in a massive group, so I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Feel warmed up though. Don't know why I'm so nervous about my crossbow shots today.
Carrying on, I found myself in the desert and spotted a weird looking rock base with someone outside.
What is all this noise?
A horse guy from the base had also shown up and gave me the perfect means to climb on top of their roof, exposing a twig panel that remained.
I fear that I've gone deep, but I've also got no way out.
It all happened so fast, but yeah, I was stuck in their base now.
I have to get bags, but I don't know what to do.
I tried a bunch of ways to jump up, but honestly I couldn't make any of the leaps.
You let me out and I'll just dip, you know. It's of no benefit to me. I should not have jumped in.
So I went to plan B, trying to bait them in with continuous TC bashes, hoping they'd open the door and let me out. And after sealing up the roof, that's exactly what they did. However, having also placed an airlock outside, these repeated efforts gave me nor them an advantage, and it was a stalemate. While fending off their waves and wondering whether to despawn or just give up, it was then that I realised that I could have soft-sided out their airlock, but had used all the tools. At that moment, I called it quits and F1.
I should have soft-sided through that.
The server was still well and truly primitive, and any pickings for guns were few and far between. Day 2 of practice, and I was hoping today would go better. I was hoping that more people would have guns on the server, and finding those with them should be easier. I was on a new server today as there was queues for the one from yesterday, so with no bags I got myself off the beach and made the long run to Outpost. With a kit together, I headed out to check the new server inhabitants, and it wasn't long until I started to notice just how many Zerg bases were on this server. It was a main server and eerily quiet, and despite coming across a solo farmer, most of the neighbourhood seemed to be Zergs cooking metal in their bases.
Oh my.
That furnace is on.
And as is typical, when I finally did come across someone, I bit off way more than I could chew.
Stupid. Yeah, my bad, GG.
This run hadn't gone well, but by this point I was fully in the swing of crafting up these kits, and enjoying the one life vibe. Having not placed a bag by Outpost, I was back on the beach and right next to another massive base.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm on the wrong server. There's so many big groups on this one. I might honestly queue for the same one I was on yesterday. Look at that, what is that? Right, back to Outpost, get some cloth on the way.
At Outpost there was something going on in the trains, and with a half put together kit, I decided to try and get into some trouble. It didn't go my way, and losing my kit here combined with the amount of Zergs on the server made me give up on this new server altogether and head back to the one from yesterday.
Actually joined a server during the morning for once.
Again, hoping that day 2 of wipe should bring more action. Although back on the same bag, my materials were gone, and with it any head start to a kit. I really was starting to feel like I had the routine down, and the process was only taking 10 minutes or so before I was fully kitted and ready to leave.
Hey man.
like a hatchet, man. There's a big hatchet behind you.
Thanks, man.
I headed off on familiar routes before interrupting what I imagine was a duo hoping to expand their base.
Whoa. I don't need it. I'm actually going to leave it because I don't need it.
They'd had so many materials on them, but luckily for them, I didn't really need any of these for the task at hand, and left them with nearly all of it.
That would have been such a nice start. If I was actually starting a wipe, man, honestly, that would have been me set. I bet they can't believe I've left all their stuff, man.
It was a good indication already that had this been a genuine start to the wipe, I'd have a base load of materials on me right now. However, I just needed to secure myself a gun for the challenge, and it wasn't long until a gun-wielding duo crossed my path. Focusing heavily on getting myself the gun, I put down a barricade and noticed that the teammate was more nervous than me, continuously backing up. While keeping up the pressure and looting, the teammate dipped and I was able to get away with my first gun so far.
Right, let's try and get back to Outpost. He didn't have a bullet for that, but he has got bullets to recycle. I could tell that his friend was sort of baiting on it from the start. First gun though.
I got myself to Outpost and was able to learn and craft myself the Revy for the next run.
It just goes to show why doing this is worth it. Like, on a single run, I could have actually got a whole base worth of farm and a gun.
While in Outpost, I could hear the mixed sounds of raiding and fighting, and was keen to go and check it out, now with a gun on my own. There was a raid taking place over the hill, and with counters coming from a direction to my right, I made a call to reposition, hopefully getting the chance to jump one of the returning counters.
Okay, I'm not really going to be able to get involved, but my plan is, if any of them try to come to Outpost to bail, then I'll be here. So whoever's coming and attacking them is coming from this way. I didn't hear him coming at all.
My prediction was right and a hazmat had run straight past me, but somehow I'd missed every single shot despite being 5 feet away.
That's rough.
A tough missed opportunity, but I had bags in the area and I raced back to the action. He'd actually left me with a perfect crossbow kit, and while I went back for the water pipe wielding naked I'd just seen, it wasn't long until I was back checking out the counters.
Headshot him. I killed him. Actually killed him.
I honestly was shocked, hence my delayed reaction. Somehow hitting an 80-meter headshot on an already wounded hazmat. A SAR and a Python, this was huge. I got myself to safety and waited out the hostility cooldown.
Oh my god, I can't believe I actually managed to hit that shot. I just gotta wait here until the timer goes. Gone. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Let's go sit down in the chill zone and have a little think for a bit.
I was still on a fairly continuous run and I was so happy to get back to Outpost, knowing that if this was a real wipe, I'd have a base down, guns learned and in the base, only an hour or so into wipe.
Need the cloth. Nice to meet you, man. Catch you in a bit.
I took some time to calm down and recycle up the unneeded parts of my inventory before getting myself ready to roam with a greatly improved kit. A horse by Outpost and I really wanted to roam about on it. However, when I got close, me and an enemy duo both spotted each other, and using the horse for cover, I waited for them to get closer. fight was scrappy for sure, but having beaten both of them, I can't describe how frustrating it was to lose it all to wolves.
What, are you joking? These wolves, man. No way have I lost to the wolves. There's so much commotion. Yeah, that's gone. Oh my god, the wolves.
I could see my loot bag on the floor and they hadn't seen me, so for some strange reason, I blew my current cover, and while naked I took shots.
Over, boys. I shouldn't have shot then. I could have got away with not being seen.
I got back to the area and it was quiet now, but I was able to salvage a kit of someone's body, so while it was a definite downgrade, not a complete loss. With a nothing to lose mentality, I didn't spend long prepping and simply headed out to YOLO myself at any fight I could find. Locking on to the sound of fuel powered tools, I threw myself at this farming duo.
Ah, GG, man.
If you made it to the end, then please let me know by liking the video if you'd like to see more of these. I kind of want to create a whole bunch of these snowball practice sessions, and if it's something that you guys have enjoyed, you can expect to see lots more of these on the channel. As always, thank you to those that keep coming back each and every video. Please drop a sub if you haven't already, and thanks so much for watching.